Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome back. So guys, as part of the today's session, I just want to explain you about how exactly we can deal with the widgets. So immediately a question that comes in our mind, Surendra, is it really required to work on a widgets? So guys, there are certain scenarios where exactly you need to handle a widget. So for an example that you are working on an application, that application should be having a feature. Okay, you should add it to a widget, and if you come back to this particular widgets here, right, on an iPhone, you can launch it. So basically these are the various widgets among which I can launch any of this particular widgets. The same way maybe your application also, you can handle it from this particular widgets. If so, how are we gonna handle the widgets? As part of this session, I just want to explain you about how exactly we can come to this particular screen. How can we perform this edit operation? And let's try to delete this Thursday, okay, from the existing visits. Or let's try to click on add something and see how exactly we can deal with this widgets, guys. Okay, so this is gonna be a scenario for us. So here, what I'm gonna do right now is function test a verify widget. Okay, function test a verify widget. So here the thing is, guys, if you have a look into this Bluetooth, we are creating an option to the preferences. The same way for these widgets also, you just need to perform a creation of or an establishing of a syntax or a session with a springboard. So here let springboard app instance. Okay, springboard app instance is equal to XCUI of application of this bundle ID. What exactly the bundle ID I want to give? Com dot apple dot springboard. Okay, com dot apple dot a springboard. Okay, and prior to this one, what I'm doing means, okay, if at all I'm on any other screen, for my safety I was just pressing on this particular home. Okay, I was just pressing on this particular home and I'm just establishing a session with this particular springboard. And whenever you establish a session, this is gonna be with this particular screen, this home screen. So here, okay, when you perform a swipe left operation or a swipe right, basically, this is popping up, right? The widget is popping up. That's the reason here springboot instance dot swipe right. See here, I'm doing this swipe right operation for two times. If you are on this particular screen one time, two time, you are getting this particular widget. And to see the edit button, you need to perform a swipe up operation. So springboot instance dot swipe up operation, and I just want to perform a sleep for a second. So here what I am doing right now is, on this particular screen, I don't know the attributes for the edit and the add button and all those things. That's the reason what I'm doing is, let us add a debug pointer here and try to debug the program so that with the help of the debugging mode we can get the various attributes. So let's try to execute this particular one. Okay, so it pressed the home, so the two times it performed, and now here we are in this particular screen. This is performed by my XCUI test. Now I just want this particular edit. So PO app dot, considering it as a, so this is not an app, right? So what was that? It's gonna be the spring boot app instance dot buttons. Let me see whether it is a button or not. See, basically there it's considered it as an edit button. So here edit is having a button, it's recognizing as a button, so I'm using a tap operation on that edit. So I just performed a tap operation. If you see, the edit instance is populating for me. Perfect. So copy this line, put it in your code, and after that let me try to click on this plus. So again I just want to see the buttons. Let me try to see the various buttons that I have. So it is having a various delete buttons. So the various delete buttons are like this. The minus icon, whatever it is showing up, right, it is considering it as a delete button. See, the plus is gonna be the first one, which is an add widget, and the next is gonna be the done. Okay, so consider that the add widget. Okay, and now let me try to deal with this tap operation. But ahead, it should be in that instance, press the edit and this tab, add a widget. So right now we are on a add a widget screen. So here, pivot app dot buttons. Okay, not a app. Basically, it's a Spring Boot app instance dot a buttons. Let us see. The buttons are not coming up. So I may assume it as a cell. Let me click on a cells. See the various options it is considering as a different cells. Among which the first one is a smart stack. I'm just choosing that a smart stack cell, and here performing the tab. So guys, you may ask me a question, Surendra, how you are considering it as a cell? If you remember the Bluetooth handling or the Safari browser deleted handling and other things, right? In the settings screen, the similar UI is there, and hence I consider it as a cell. I just tried it and it worked out. So it's a cell basically. Okay. And it's not performing the operation. Okay. Why? Let us see this smart cell. Okay, we have only one particular object. So manually, how can I deal with it? Okay, manually the tap is also not working. So how I need to do this? How exactly I can add? I'm not sure. See, basically, whenever I am tapping on this one also, it's not happening, right? So okay. If you see the batteries, whenever I perform the tap operation, it's showing as an add widget. Okay. So instead of this smart stack, see basically the smart stack, though I'm performing a tap operation, nothing is happening on a mobile. That's the reason. Let me go with these batteries. Okay. Let me go with these batteries. Okay. Let me go with this batteries, and I performed a tap operation of that batteries. As and when you perform the tap operation, this is the screen, and here, okay. So first of all, let me copy this line. After edit, you need to have an add widget. Okay, so after edit, you have an add widget. After that, you tapped on a batteries. Now, what are the buttons that we have? Let us get it. So here it has an add widget button. Get this locator dot tap. See, basically it performed. So the add widget button got a populated at the end. Perfectly all right. Done with this. Okay. At the end, I perform this add widget operation too. Perfectly all right. Okay. Done up to this one. And now again, let us see what are all the various buttons that we have here. So the various buttons, it is having the different sets of delete buttons. So for my instance, right, I'm just pressing a one delete button. Okay. So here, as there are multiple objects with this particular one, right, here I'm using matching identifier of this string dot element bound by index 0. The reason is there were about 8 to 10 buttons with this one. That's the reason all the buttons which are having a matching of a delete button, in which identify the first button and perform a tap operation on it. So what is the first button here, guys? So the Thursday, right? When you perform a tap operation on that, and if you see, it should perform the tapping operation on that particular one. Okay, delete a button. What happened to this? Delete interruption. Okay, it's unable to perform the action. Okay, fail to scroll to the visible by action button identified. Okay, it's having some issue in this particular screen. Okay, let us see whether it is dealing this time or not. No. Okay, it's not dealing this particular delete button. Okay, so rather than this one, if I give tap like this, let us see. Even still, the delete button, it's not a handling. Ideally, right, whenever the delete icon is there, if you perform the delete icon, it should perform that operation. Okay, that's fine. Add a widget is done. The delete, we are having an issue. Let us see, okay, let us see the done button, whether it is completing this activity or not. So what I'm going to do right now means, let me capture this done locator and a dot tap. So there is an issue with this delete. Ideally, it shouldn't be having any issues. Okay, we are done with it. Perfectly all right. Okay, we are done with it. So that's the reason I'm just using this done button too. Okay, after add widget, done button too. Okay, I just created a program in just adding a widget, guys. I'm not deleting the widget. There is an issue in deleting the widget. Ideally, in my code, right, the delete button does worked for me, and I didn't face any issues with respect to the delete. But somehow here in the simulator, I'm getting an issue with respect to the delete. What I'm doing right now means manually I removed this particular battery widget that we have added. Okay, whatever the battery widget that we have added, I just removed that particular battery widget, guys. Okay, perfect. Okay, I just removed that particular battery widget. Okay, perfectly all right. So now what I'm gonna do right now is let me try to run this particular program and see. So let me open this app, basically the messages app, and let me run this scenario. I don't want to add any debug points. I'm just removing it. Let me run it and see. Basically, it should press the home and it should perform the swipe right for 2 times, and it should click on that particular edit operation, and then it should add the batteries, add the widgets, and it should perform the done operation. Perfectly all right. The script executed successfully. There was an issue with the delete here, guys, but in my program, when I executed, it ran successfully with the delete. So just give it a try, in deleting a particular widget on a real device, and let me know if you have any issues. The program, whatever we have created right now, right, it will work on a real and as well as a simulator also. The scenarios that I'm showing is on a simulator. You can give it a try on a real devices also. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. See you again in the next lecture with a different topic. Wish you good luck. Bye bye.